Welcome to Day 4 of Zoomerang, Southern Cross Ornament. Version 1 is what we'll be showing you today. Some of the constellations that you see in the Southern Hemisphere are different or more visible than those seen in the Northern Hemisphere. The Southern Cross is one of them. If you live in Australia, you can easily see it at any time. It actually resembles a cross in the sky. Today, we talked about Jesus dying on a cross and coming back to life. This ornament is to help remind us that Jesus came to the earth as a baby, died on a cross, and rose from the dead to offer us eternal life. Some of the materials that you'll need would be a large wide-mouth canning jar lid, silver tinsel chenille stems, dark blue cardstock, red cardstock, gray cardstock, glue dots, and then a thin 24-gauge silver wire. Supplies you'll need is craft glue, scissors, silver metallic markers, and possibly a straight edge or a ruler. You'll also need a common nail, which what we've done is we've actually used glue to secure a little chenille stem to it so we can keep track of the nails to ensure that they don't walk away or any kind of safety or injury. You'll also need corrugated cardboard and wire cutters. Recommended for pre-prep would be to print the constellation circle pattern onto the dark blue cardstock and cut out, and then test the pattern against the canning jar lid to ensure that it is the right size of the circle to be cut out and fit inside of the lid. Once that's done, print the bow pattern onto the red cardstock and either quickly cut out or pre-cut as needed. Depending on the age, some of the kids will be able to cut the bow out, but if it's time sensitive, we do recommend to pre-cut out the bows ahead of time so they're ready to just be assembled. The same will be to print out the label pattern onto the gray cardstock. You can either do a quick cut or pre-cut. Next, using wire cutters, cut the silver wire into 3-inch lengths. You can also use jumbo paper clips bent to a long S just in case. Make sure you have enough corrugated cardboard for each kid at each table. We recommend collating all items into a baggie so no materials are lost or misplaced. All right, now for the directions. If you haven't already cut out the proper size dark blue circle, do so now. Then take the silver metallic marker and a straight edge, if needed, and draw over the black lines so they're more visible to emphasize the cross. Next, you'll place your circle on top of the piece of corrugated cardboard and take the nail to carefully punch the holes where the 5 dots are located already on the paper. Okay. Next, you'll add a bead of craft glue to the inside rim of the canning jar. You'll then press the dark blue circle into the glue with the cross facing down. With the craft glue, it is very little, it goes a long way. So just make sure that we have the dots all the way around and you can press that down in and it will hold it. Okay. All right. Next, you'll grab the red bow, either cut out or go ahead and get it ready to be assembled, as well as the gray label. Use the glue dot on the back of your red bow and assemble to the top above the cross on the rim of the jar. You will then take the other glue dot, place it on the back of the gray label, and that will be placed on the bottom rim of the jar at the bottom of the cross. All right. Next, you'll make a loop in the silver wire by wrapping closely around a marker or pencil several times. Okay. You'll set that aside and then you'll grab the silver tinsel stem. You'll wrap that around the outside of the canning jar and twist the ends together twice to hold it in place. Some kids may need some help with this just to hold it in place in order for it to get tightened down properly. Okay. Once you have that in place, you'll take the wire and you'll carefully loop it around the end of the silver tinsel stem and twist it in to hold in place. A side note too is to also make sure that the tinsel, the top piece, is actually at the top of your ornament as well, just to guarantee that it will hang properly on your tree. On day 4, there is a version 2 of the Southern Cross, depending on, for the littler ones, pre-primaries. A lot of supplies are about the same, but it is simplified down. So we'll go through all the different supplies here and go over real quick how to assemble it. So again, you'll have the CD case, or CD, I'm sorry, 1 per child. You'll also still have the constellation circle pattern. Again, make sure that it is the same size as your CD. You'll also have the bow pattern, which is a little bit larger. We do recommend that you do cut those out ahead of time since they are the younger kids for assembly. And then you'll also still have the gray cardstock for the verse, which I believe is still the same size, but again, pre-cut out would be recommended. You'll have five stars, I apologize, silver tinsel chenille stem, and sticky back craft foam, which is usually about 2 by 2 inch square. You'll then assemble all these together. So you will use glue stick to assemble to your CD. From there, the bow will go on top, verse on bottom. They will still use the silver Sharpie to mark out their cross. Then on the dots of it, they will actually put the stars. So they'll position that. So again, instead of them punching holes, they'll actually be putting little stars on each spot, as you can see in the original. Okay. Once you do that, then you'll bend the silver chenille stem in half, so it's a loop. Use the sticky back foam to assemble onto the back of it to secure it, so that way it'll easily hang onto your tree. And that is version 2 of the Southern Cross.